Powered by Riverside FM.
All right, all right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. We are back with another one. No Games, Just Business podcast. I am Darius. I'm here with my cousin Jimmy. What's up, cuz? How you feeling? How are you living?
I'm living good. I'm feeling good. It's Monday. It's the start of a new week. The grind continues. How you feeling, cuz? You had a good weekend? What's up?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure. You know, every time we get the dub, I gotta bring the hat out. I see you with your hat out as well, Zappy.
Zapping
And
it
oh
up.
man, he's definitely zapping it up, dotting them up. Whatever you want to say, he's playing well.
For sure.
I could say
And
that the Patriot way is doing a good job right now. I gotta give it to you. I gotta give it to you. But yeah, you know, the weekend was good, man. We here on a Monday, and we here to give it to you again, man. We here to give it to y'all. Right, the grind never stops.
never do. It never do. You ready to run it down, man?
Let's do it, man.
We got these Eagles, man. They are still undefeated, man. We gonna chop it up about these guys. And, you know, we talked about the favorable schedule and things of that nature. We've seen them go against the Cowboys, the team right on their back. We're going to predict when their first L will come. And from there, we'll go into Father Time. Father Time knocks on the door for all of us. We're going to ask Brady, and we're going to answer if Brady and Rodgers, you know, if it's hit them. And from there, we'll go to the Bucks Packers. Will they both make the playoffs? These are teams that, you know, most people thought poised to, you know, do something this year. We'll chop it up about that and go from there to the hoop, to the hard court, opening night, heavy hitters, Warriors, Lakers, Celtics, 76ers. We're going to chop it up and see what the expectations are going into the season. We got a lot of stars out here tonight on opening night, heavy hitters. Then we'll go to the two most surprising teams in the NFL. It's been a weird year this year. And this past week was very weird. A lot of tight games, a lot of
Yeah.
upsets, a lot of dysfunction throughout the. We'll see. We'll get into that, and we'll close it out. We can either pump the brakes or we're gonna floor it. We're gonna floor it, and when we say floor, we're talking about teams that are poised for a deep playoff push, or we might pump the brakes for the team that potentially might have some questions for. It'll be a great segment. We'll talk about the two top teams in each division, and we'll pump it or floor it. Let's get it.
Let's do it, man. So, topic number one, man, we got these Eagles. Like you said, they undefeated. They looking good. Man, will it end? That's the first question.
It's a great question.
And then we're gonna see who's gonna knock this team off, man. But they're looking great. They're looking great. Jalen Hurts is definitely leading this team right now. They're looking good. They're playing very well. Physical team, man. Besides Jalen Hurts, I got to give it to this defense. They're creating pressure. They're stopping a run. James Bradbury and Darius Slay is looking like the best corner duo in the league right now.
Yes.
James Bradbury hasn't even given up a touchdown this year, and we already know Darius Slay has been a dog in this league for a very long time. Even since he was in Detroit, he was locking your best play up, and I think he got like three picks on the year so far. So he's playing well. They brought in Gardner from the Saints, and you saw that he made two dynamic plays on defense, catching 2 interceptions this past week from finally, right? I told you they was going to expose him. I told you he was going to get exposed this week.
Yeah.
My prediction was 28-7. Wasn't quite that, but it was close.
Yeah.
It was close. But yeah, they're playing well offensively. They have a good pace. They play very fast, which I love that. And then they run the football very well. So right now, I think Jalen Hurts got 12 total touchdowns on the year, only 2 turnovers, and they came from interceptions.
Right.
You got Dallas Goedert out there playing well. You got the three-headed monster. They call him the Batman crew. Yo, when they come out there when all these skill players come out there and they all got the dark visors on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, holy
Yeah.
man, that's just
Real smooth.
that's smooth, man. That's
Yeah.
real smooth. Like you just that's like when your team got all black and you know when it's a blackout, oh yeah, it's game time. This a must win. We out here, we hungry, we gonna go get this money. Right?
Right.
But Devontae Smith, one of the best college football players we ever seen in our lifetime. He's playing very well. AJ Brown, hey, we say he had to be more consistent, and you see his consistency this year has been very solid. Him and Jalen Hurts connect very well, and I think that's going to be a good duo going forward. Again, I'm glad they are allowing Jalen Hurts to be the leader of this team because he's doing a great job at it. Only thing is they have to stay healthy. You saw in the fourth quarter, I don't know if you saw this, but when Lane Johnson went down, that's when Micah Parsons started eating. When that second string right tackle came in, and that's when Jalen Hurts started feeling the pressure. As long as this team can stay healthy going forward, they got it. They got it, man. They're very well rounded. Jordan Davis is anchoring that run defense. We already know Brandon Graham has been in this league, been with Philly for a long time, and his leadership on that defense is just that's what they need. He makes plays. He makes plays. You got Reddick coming playing fast from the edge, getting to the quarterback. This team just looks like a complete package. I always say the Bills are at another level, but the way the Eagles are playing is another level right now. I wouldn't say they're at the Bills level, but they're playing very well. They're doing what they're supposed to do. So I'm looking at their schedule. Mm-hmm. I think they have the potential to go undefeated. They have the potential to go undefeated because of the way their schedule pans out. Mm-hmm. But if anyone was to take them out, I would say the second time they play Dallas in Dallas with Dak, or coming off this bye week, they play the Steelers, and the Steelers may still like this. This has been a crazy NFL season so far. Like teams that aren't supposed to be good or winning games, or they're making games competitive. It's I don't know, something in the NFL water this year that everyone's like, nah, we're not tanking for Trevor Lawrence. We're not tanking for Tua. Nah, we're gonna go out there. We all gonna play football. I'm here to do my job. I'm here to get paid. Every team's players is basically playing like they're here to get paid. And I love it, man. I love it. We at one point we were talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars winning their division. Like, come on now. Detroit not winning. I think Detroit has one win, but being the best offensive team in football. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. The Atlanta Falcons, I'll get to them later. But they weren't even supposed to win 5 games. And in 6 weeks, they already have 3 wins. The over-under for them was under 5.5 games. They already have 3 wins on the season. Hey, man. So, yeah, I think the Steelers may give them an issue. Coming off this bye, the Steelers might steal a win from them. Dallas with Dak, or I don't know, the Giants. The Giants may steal one of their games.
Wow. Now, let's see. All right. So the Giants. You said the Giants. They played the Giants already.
No, they played Giants week, I think 15 and 17.
So they play the Cowboys one more time. Okay. So you said the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Steelers as the 3 potential teams. I can see the Cowboys and the Giants just based off the rivalry. But for me, I think that bad man will become more of that bad man towards the end of the season. I haven't seen Aaron Rodgers not perform or not show up or do what he needs to do in the regular season. This is crazy what we're seeing, and they have them coming up in the next 5 to 6 weeks. I think they have a bye week, like you said, right before the Steelers. The Steelers team, that's a good one because I believe they're high off of their last one against the GOAT, but I'm not really sure if that is going to be sustainable, given that Trubisky looks to be in there because Pickett has a concussion. Now Trubisky being in there when you're not necessarily game planning for Trubisky, or when he does, he's free flowing. There's no pressure on him. There's no one leaning or looking over his shoulders. I believe the Eagles are poised to potentially run the table, but that Packers team will be the biggest test, and I believe they will take them down when they face off. That's when I believe they will lose. As far as these Eagles, man, like we said, we've highlighted it all year. This squad is built perfectly, and when we talking about perfectly, it's built to sustain a regular season. Throughout the regular season, the Eagles have been injury prone as a franchise the last couple of years, and it's held them back. But this team has depth at every position. This team has young stars with dual threat abilities. You're talking about your quarterback to start off. You got physical receivers, receivers who can play inside and out. Goddard, tight end who can do it all. The line you just talked about, the line and how that affected Michael Parsons. But again, that favorable schedule, they're doing what they're supposed to do, as you highlighted as well. But for me, the situation, why I keep going to the Packers, is because the quarterback will allow for the Eagles to be tested in a different way. When we talking about Rush, I don't want to talk about Cooper Rush. I don't want to hear none of that Cooper Rush no more. If we're talking about Cooper, it better be Cup. That's not the challenge the Cowboys need the Eagles need in order to show who they are. That was, I would say, probably the second biggest test of the year, and that's not saying much.
Yep.
I believe the Cowboys, when they get Dak back at home, the expectations will be high. We all know what the Cowboys do when expectations are through the roof. So that game to me is for the Cowboys. It's a must win for the Cowboys, but I don't think it's gonna happen. The Packers, to me, is where it's at. This Eagles team is poised for greatness, but it's gonna stop in the middle of the year with that bad man. You ready to run? You ready to run it into Father Time?
Yeah. Just to kind of counter, what you said. I was thinking the Packers, but I still think they're gonna be rolling, man. They're gonna be rolling.
Okay.
They're gonna be playing in. Looks like they got a late one that Sunday. It looks like 9 p.m. game. That's a weird. It's a weird primetime game. But the Eagles gonna be rolling at that time, coming off playing the Commanders and the Colts. Shoot, I don't know the flip a coin. The Colts, they again win the games that they're supposed to lose and lose the games that they're supposed to win. It's weird.
Sure.
Matt Ryan was looking like Brady out there last weekend. I'm telling you, it's a
knocking on the Titans' door.
It's a fluke. It's a fluke. I'm gonna leave Matt Ryan alone because he played well this week. But it's a fluke. It's a fluke.
Threw the ball 55 plus times.
It's a fluke. Don't do it. Don't pick him up in fantasy thinking he's gonna do the same thing. But only thing I want to say is that with this Philly team, I need Jalen Hurts to do it in the playoffs because we talked about this earlier. In the playoffs, teams bring out what you do. Brings out your weakness as far as the offense. So this team's strength is to run the football and control the pace of the game. But teams are gonna force this team to pass the ball. And in the playoffs, we got to see if the Eagles are going to be able to consistently pass the balls and get there and design plays, in which I think they can, in order for Jalen Hurts to get their playmakers the football. So that's what we need to see in the playoffs because they got a championship defense.
Yes, they definitely do.
Yeah,
they definitely do. Next, we're gonna go into Father Time. Father Time. This thing is destined for us all. Now, Brady Rodgers, is it here?
Comes at some point.
Has it hit them? At some point in time, it's going to hit us all. Has it hit them? What's up? Are we seeing them fall off? We seeing Brady spit and cuss them out while also not showing up to Saturday morning meetings because he was at Robert Kraft's wedding.
Wow.
Is that father time in a sense? Messing up your judgment? Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
Let's start with the hairdo. What's going on? Father time? I'm not sure. But anywho, the play. Let's talk about the play. What's going on, man?
Okay, I'll start this. So out of the two teams, I think the Bucks have more of an opportunity to turn their season around before the Packers.
Okay.
One major thing is their defense. This is still a top 5 defensive unit. They're top 5 in passing, and they gave up one of the least amount of rushing touchdowns in the league so far. I mean, you can't run the football against this team either. But Brady also is getting his weapons back. He got Godwin back finally. Mike Evans is back from his suspension. Lenny is still solid. I mean, they're not running the football as much, but Lenny is a big part of their passing game. They did lose Cameron Brake this weekend. Hopefully he's okay. But looks like they got a young guy in Ricard White that they like to use as well. So look out for him later in the year. But the issue is somewhat Brady and that O-line. Brady got to throw the football down the field. I mean, we know that he lives off the dink and dunk as far as, you know, the hitch routes, the throw out to the flats as far as the running backs or on the swing routes. But right now he's looking at the lowest QBR of his career currently so far in the last 10 years. And then he's also throwing the least amount of yards per attempt throughout his career as well. So I know he was getting after his O-line this weekend. I mean, did you see him blow up? He was pissed. He was definitely pissed. So definitely they got to step up there. But again, this is a weird NFL season. You got I don't know how many times I got to say it. The teams that's supposed to be winning are losing or in very tough or tight games. And the teams that's supposedly supposed to be losing are winning some of these games. He played a tough. Anytime you play the Steelers with Mike Tomlin as the coach, I always give them a chance no matter what. Even though they were down 3 of their starters in the secondary, and Brady still couldn't pull it. And they didn't even have T.J. Watt. They didn't even have their best defensive player on the field.
You're right.
And Minka Fitzpatrick wasn't out there. So again, the Bucks are supposed to win that game with that defense and with the health of the Steelers defense. But again, you can't count Mike Tomlin out. You can never do that, man. I told you that's the best coach in the league. That's the coach I would have loved to play for if I played in the NFL, but I never did. And I never will. But it's okay. The next few games, they got the Panthers, they got the Ravens, they got the Rams, the Browns. They could win at least 4 of those games. I'll say they may lose one of them. And it's probably going to be either the Ravens or the Rams, but they can easily win all 5 or win 4 at least, and they'll get right back on track to where they're supposed to be.
I mean, and you saying that for both of them?
I'm saying that just for the Bucks. So I'll get to the Packers. I'm gonna let you go. Whether you want to talk about the Packers or the Bucks, I'll let you go first.
I gotta go to these Bucks because. Todd Bowles, thank you, because I'm tired of these guys. You know, I'm gonna tackle them both because Aaron Rodgers is in. I'm gonna blanket him in this too because ever since you won your first Super Bowl, it gets so comfortable in your seat, just leaning back and doing sling it around here, sling it around there. I'm a Super Bowl champ. Nah, what about multiple? What about legacy? The Bucks defenders. What about legacy? The Bucks O-line legacy. Even Brady. If you playing, you chasing something. So the intensity, the passion, the focus, the attention to detail, We need to see that. I'm not gonna poo-poo him too much for the whole Robert Kraft, whatever, whatever. You don't get married a couple times, I think, Robert. But anywho, I understand it.
We
Going
leave that
and
for another
yeah,
day.
another day. Celebrate, whatever. But we need you to be on track and win the games you're supposed to win. As a contender, we need you to do that. We speak on the Eagles doing that, and they're doing what they're supposed to do. Prime for the number one seed, which only one seed in each conference gets some type of stimulus package in a sense, or a bye week. So there's more incentive in winning and having a great record. Brady, you're old. We need you to set an example at least. We're not asking you to carry this team. We're just asking you to do more. Or asking, if you're gonna ask for more, we need you to do more. I can't believe I'm asking the GOAT to do that, but we're not perfect here. Now, as far as Rodgers and these Packers, I believe both teams, honestly, they both have the formula to win. They can run that ball. You talking about AJ Dillon? You talking about Aaron Jones? And for me, Green Bay, I would like for them to. I can't believe I'm about to give this guy credit, but Sean, not McDermott, but McVay. When we talk about him, his run game to me is what comes to mind. It's not what he draws up in the passing game and X's and O's. It's the run scheme. It's the time in which he chooses to run. And for me, I believe the Green Bay Packers are way too what you would call it predictable. I want them to mix it up a little bit more. I know they don't have mega stars on the outside, but you do on the inside. Multiple tight end sets, things of that nature. Stop being in shotgun so much. Stop being so cute. Play smash mouth football. You see the teams that you lost to play smash mouth football. That translates into wins later in the season. Rodgers, you've been known to do your thing in the regular season. I believe drop those numbers down, drop those attempts down, and you'll be able to do more in the postseason. I believe it's just more so a scheme thing for me. They have the personnel, they have the defense. Both teams have the defense. Lean on Lenny more. Mike Evans in passing more so in the red zone. I'm not opposed to that. You have big targets there. Without Brady, that tight end, it really matters for Brady. The middle of the field is essential on top of the check downs to the Leonard Fournettes and things like that, and the flats and the option routes. But there's not a lot of receivers that have that wiggle in the slot position that Brady's used to when it comes to the Bucs. He's got these bigger weapons. I'm waiting for Cole Beasley to be that Julian just for a little bit.
Cole. For the record, Cole is no longer with the Bucs. He retired.
No.
Yeah, he retired. He retired
Again.
He officially retired.
Man, it was what was it? 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, it was very, very short stint. But they got Godwin. They got Godwin in the slot. He's not a shifty.
Yeah.
He's not a shifty route runner, but he's like you said, a bigger body. But he can. I mean, Godwin is a good player, man.
He really is.
He's a good player.
He really is.
I would take him in Atlanta any day of the week, and happily say,
you might as well do a fantasy draft.
I might as well. I do, man. I do. Hey, man. Hey. When I get to Atlanta Falcons later in this right here, boy, I tell you. Hey, man, we got some money to spend next year, so I'm recruiting.
Right. But all in all, man, I believe these Brady-led teams have these bumps in the road. We've seen it before, even with the Patriots. It doesn't. It reminds me of even LeBron and them. Like, there's going to be a little bump, a hiccup. We talk about. Will they? Can they? How will they? We've seen it year in and year out. They're going to do what they need to do when they need to do it. And as far as the pressure of the external variables, his wife and things of that nature, Antonio Brown and the wedding, Brady has dealt with external variables all his career. Deflate Cade and the deflate this and cheating that and recording this. Like, it's Brady. Let's chill out and see what happens come postseason time, because he will be there.
Yeah. Oh, he'll definitely show up in the postseason, and hopefully by that time, I mean, him in the postseason with his healthy weapons is going to be scary. is going to be. I'm actually scared of the Bucks more in the postseason this year than I am them in the regular season. I think, like you said, it's definitely going to be a bumpy ride for them, but they'll get back on track, especially with their schedule. The off the field issues with Brady, I think is kind of affecting him a little bit. I mean, he's not 35, right? He's not a 28-year-old guy. He is in the mid part of his life. So it's definitely probably taking a toll on him a lot more than what we think. But he'll get back to it, and hopefully, his issues, he get it together. I'm sure they will. But we'll leave that for another day. Getting on these Packers, like you said, man, you hit it right on the money. And I said this at the beginning of the season, that this needs to be a run first offense. This has to be a run first offense because Rodgers is still trying to find his guy. He's still trying to find his Devontae Adams. He doesn't have a Devontae Adams, but he's trying to find a guy that he can trust. I thought last week that Romeo Doubs stepped up. He likes Alan Lazard a lot, and actually Alan Lazard played a very good game this week. But he lost Randall Cobb this week, and besides Allen, I mean, it's like a flip of the. You could flip a coin to figure out who he can really trust next. I mean, he likes Tanyan, but Tanyan isn't a Gronk or even a Goddard or a Ertz. Some of these other tight ends that are more skillful, I should say. So you got to find a way to get Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon going in this offense. Control the pace a little bit. I think he takes way too many deep shots. He takes way too many deep shots. Trying to go for a home run. You don't have Devontae Adams out there that you can kind of throw him open. And he's good enough to catch the football to kind of complement your solid throws, right? Your iffy throws, because you can take those chances. But you don't have that. You don't have that. So you need to control the pace a little bit. This defense is not playing like they were supposed to be playing. They only have one turnover this year. They made a mistake when they played the Vikings and not putting Jair Alexander on Justin Jefferson, and he lit you guys up. Totally. So come on now. The Giants had literally nobody. The Giants is relying on Saquon to win them every single game offensively. And they play just tough enough on defense to kind of get through a game. And you weren't able to stop Saquon. So they need to figure it out. They need to figure it out quick. They got Washington. They got Buffalo. They got Detroit. They have Dallas, Tennessee. This team can possibly end up losing 2 of the 3 of those games. I mean, and what if Detroit has their magical 40-point day and puts up a 40-piece on them? Right? So, come on. I don't know. I said it at the beginning of the year that I give Rodgers one more year, and I said this is Brady's last year, so that I'm gonna have to stick with that.
As in Rodgers retiring?
Yeah, I don't think Rodgers' heart is fully in it.
The passion.
Like, yes, it's the passion. Yeah.
Because first off, Father Time been hit Brady,
but he's gonna miss playing football.
Oh yeah, Rodgers definitely gonna miss playing football. Brady's Father Time's been hit him. Aaron Rodgers, I haven't seen Father Time hit Aaron Rodgers. Like, his ability is not in question. Like, his durability is not in question. He can make every throw. Like, he just doesn't have the weapons to maximize his abilities.
Yeah, besides Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers could damn near make every throw as well.
Yeah, Josh Allen. But like, it's just
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. I believe the passion, the attention to detail, the leadership. I'm not saying he's not a leader, but if he was a better leader, the Drew Breeses, the Tom Brady's, the Big Bens. The thing with Big Ben when he was playing, you knew when he came, he was coming to ball. Like, he was coming to, like, Rodgers coming to look good, like, and then point want some accountability. Like I want that from my leader. But Father time ain't there. But you might be right. Maybe 2, 3, maybe one more year. We'll see with Rodgers. Ready to go to the hardwood?
Let's
Ready
do
to
it,
dribble a
man.
little bit?
Let's do it, man. We got NBA. The NBA kicks off tomorrow. Oh man, this is gonna be a good year, man. This is gonna be a good year. We got the Lakers versus Warriors, and the Warriors is getting their ring. This is their ring ceremony. And then we got another tough one in the Celtics in Philly. What are you expecting out of these 2 games? What are you looking to see? What do you think is gonna happen?
I'm gonna start with these Warriors, as we should. They're the champs, the defending champs. We're gonna see a lot of buckets from these Warriors, man. That's what I believe. We're gonna see a lot of featured of Jordan Poole. That contract was there for a reason. We're gonna see him be a key part. I say the number 2 on that team as far as score. Wiggins will be featured. We're gonna see a lot of ISO ball. We ain't gonna see Curry cook up too much. I believe that the Lakers will establish a presence, establish an identity off rip as far as how they want to go about this season, making AD the focal point. They're number 1 when it comes to scoring, getting a lot of stops on defense. And I've heard a lot of whoever gets the ball off the rim, we're gone. I don't really like that too much. I believe we should look for LeBron or Westbrook and let's maximize what Westbrook can do in transition. While we have Westbrook, let's understand what he's great at. Let's not poo-poo him for the half court so much, but praise him when it's time to get the ball at the rim and create easy shots in transition. And that's the easiest time for him to get into the teeth of the defense and kick to the corners. And we have more shooters this year than before. Half court set, have it go through AD, let LeBron, if LeBron's cooking, LeBron, do your thing here. But AD initially, see where LeBron's at, and let Westbrook man that second unit. I love what they're doing, and I love how Westbrook's handling it. I believe the media's trying to spice things up, and maybe things are going on behind the scenes. Maybe Westbrook is going to get traded here down the line. But I believe Westbrook's handling it like a pro, and I'm not going to give in to all these different outlets fluffing up stuff that he's been doing since he was in OKC. Now, Steph, I don't believe he'll cook because Pat Beverly's going to be on him like right on rice. Pat Bev is ready. He gets up for games like this. And Steph, primetime television, sometimes Steph get a little, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll see what it is with these Warriors this year. I got them going to the championship again against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Ooh, that's not what they want to see.
That's not what they want to see. But that's who Draymond want to see. We got to talk about Draymond again. How can I forget? Draymond Green has so much to prove this year, man. And because of that, I think the whole AD focal point, Draymond's going to feed us. We're going to see Draymond in the news a lot more this year for a lot of different reasons. This man is a double all-star. I'm talking about a star in the media, a star on the court, a star throughout the social platforms. This guy is going to be in the circus a lot. He's going to get his money from someone. It doesn't look like it's going to be the Warriors because I think they would have did it boom, 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 boom. But they did 1-2. They didn't do the third step. And Draymond might be out of there because of it. But before he does that, he's going to prove a lot this year. And it's going to start tomorrow night against AD. And I believe the Warriors will win it. But it'll be a pretty good game. What's up? What you thinking?
Oh, yeah. Definitely going to be a good game. What I see coming out of this, as far as the Lakers, let's start off with them. I want to see what the rotation looks like. I want to see what they're going to do starting off the season. I want to see how is Russ going to start? Is he going to come off the bench? How many minutes is he going to play? Is he going to play in the fourth quarter? What's going to be the fourth quarter lineup starting off? That's the first thing I want to see is who's going to be in the offense, what kind of rotation they're going to have. Secondly, I want to see AD get involved. I understand he doesn't want to play the center, but I need him to be the focal point of this offense. I need him to finally take over. I need him to be a walking double-double. I need 25 to 28 points and 9 to 10 boards with a block, at least a block or two from AD. I need him to show what he's supposed to be in this league. He's supposed to be easily a MVP candidate every single year because he has that skill set to do it.
Yes.
But it's the mentality. It's the mentality. AD can do it. I would love to see him do it. So and he's already talking. I heard he's already talking. He's already calling out the Warriors, trying to ruin their ring ceremony. So if you're gonna talk about it, you got to be about it. If you're gonna talk about it, you got to be about it. So I want him to come out, and I want to see what kind of offensive game he's gonna show. But not only that, I need him to play. Actually, I need him to play both sides. I need him to be a defender as well. I need him to be mainly a rim protector. You don't gotta lock down the Joker. You don't gotta lock down Embiid. I don't need you to lock guys down. I just need you to disrupt around the rim, block a couple shots, interrupt a guy's layup or dunk. Right? I need you to be engaged on defense as well as offense. So we are putting a lot of pressure on AD, but hey, this is why LeBron said, "Hey, I want AD. I want to play with AD. This is why you're here." And then I want to see what LeBron got. I would love to see him facilitate more. I want to see LeBron at this age shoot a really good percentage like he did last year. So if he can sustain that 50% shooting, I would love to see him set up AD. I want to see him try to get AD the ball, set up plays for AD to try to get AD going. And then LeBron take really good shots. So I want him to facilitate and then take really good shots. They're not going to be they're going to be without Schroeder for the first 4 weeks of the season. So we got to get a good momentum because Schroeder's another ball dominant player that is going to take touches away from a lot of other players when he comes back. And then I want to see Pat Bev, man. I want to see Pat Bev go against Steph, man. I want to see him get up in his grill. I want to see him talk crap. I love that, man. I hate these tic-tac, these tic-tac penalties on unsportsmanlike. Come on, man. You got to let these guys have a little bit of fun. As long as it's friendly trash talk and, it's no pushing or shoving or mama jokes or kid jokes, or calling someone out their name. But it's always fun to get a little trash talk in there, man. Yeah, and I want to see Pat Bev get up in Steph's grill and disrupt a lot of his shots, man. So that's what I expect from the Lakers. As far as the Warriors, I don't really expect much. But what I do expect, I want to see the chemistry. I want to see them gel together. We understand the situation that did happen between Draymond and Jordan Poole, but I hope that they're moving in the right direction to try to get over that. That does disrupt relationships as far as Draymond and Jordan. Hopefully, having veterans like Iggy in the locker room, maybe someone like a Clay in the locker room can help these guys gel back together. So I want to see what the chemistry is going to look like the first game coming out. They still got their same starting five. All the core guys just got paid. Everyone got the bag, right? So they're paying their players. They're like, let's do it. Let's get this game one behind us, and they're gonna show that they're still the top dogs. They're gonna come out on top and beat the Lakers opening night.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Now, Kuminga, he is going to be featured heavily. I can't wait to see it. I hope they don't start to. Remember when Draymond took David Lee's minutes gradually, and then boom, started. David Lee's coming off the bench. Now you got Kuminga potentially doing that to Draymond. We'll see. We will see. Now them Celtics and 76ers, man. That's a good one too. We got a lot to prove on the 76ers side. You got Doc Rivers, James Harden, Joel he's sick. I would be. I'm talking about the Joker. You're joking. Winning the MVP 2 times back to back. Joel is ready to show what is up. Like it's just crazy. Celtics they have a lot going on. We already know what's going on as far as the coaching, the new coach. After the championship, you having to change it up with that. You had Gallinari, now you don't. You got Marcus Smart, you got Brogdon, you got Robert Williams out. Like it's a lot of different things going on with these Celtics. And with that being said, I don't think they'll be able to win this game against the 76ers, but they will be okay to start off the year. We'll have the regular Celtics questions that come in the beginning of the year. But I'm challenging Jason Tatum because it's times like this. It's times when you're failing on the big stage that the superstars, the legendary players make a name for themselves. It's the years after that. The year after 2011 for LeBron. You're talking about the year after losing in the finals to the Celtics for Kobe. Every great player has that standout moment, that time where we can point and say, this is when something changed within that player. And I believe this year can be that for Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown, I think it can be that push. But if Jason Tatum does not take that step this year, I believe Jaylen Brown will be viewed as that. Jaylen Brown is locked in on a different level, and I've seen his growth, and I can't help but assume he'll grow again this year. I just challenge Jason to do the same. But yeah, I got those 76ers and James Harden and Slim behind doing a little better this year. I think they'll start off well and get the dub against the Celtics.
Wow. Sixers taking on the Celtics. You think the Sixers are going to take this one, man?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I can respect it. I will say I think the Celtics is going to come out and win this game.
Okay.
But what I do want to see from the Sixers, I want to see this new James Harden, man. I think he's a new, improved James Harden, and I think he's ready to win. I think he's in win mode. So I want to see I want to see him facilitate. I want to see him really be a true point guard and facilitate and take good shots, efficient shots, because I know he can knock down efficient shots. He's like, I want to see James Harden be a Christian McCaffrey of the Sixers. We're not gonna run him to the ground. I don't need James Harden to put up 20 plus shots every single night anymore. I don't need him to have a 40-point game. Go out there and be the NBA's leading scorer. No, I need him to facilitate, get Maxey involved, get Tobias Harris the ball, get Montrez coming off the bench the ball, definitely get Embiid the ball, right? Mm-hmm. Help these other guys and then take good shots. So that's the number one thing I want to see from James. Then I just want to see Embiid dominate. Just be a Shaquille O'Neal. Be a Shaq. Be a Shaq tomorrow. No. And be Shaquille O'Neal. Dominate the Celtics in the paint and get it going, man. Get it going, man. I know it's gonna be tough because they're gonna throw Grant at you. They're gonna throw Robert Williams at you. They're gonna throw.
You cannot say be Shaq and then say it's gonna be difficult because they're throwing Grant Williams.
I'm just saying. No. What I mean by that is is that the Celtics are so deep as a team that they're just gonna throw a bunch of different bodies at you. So yeah, they're gonna throw Grant at Embiid a little bit. Then they're gonna definitely throw Robert Williams in the paint, who's a really good defensive of center.
Now I believe he might be out. Rob Williams, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Rob Williams is out.
I might, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check real quick. But go ahead.
And Embiid. Well, if Robert Williams is out, Embiid is putting up 30. So they're gonna throw a bunch of different bodies at him to try to slow him down. But I want Embiid to go out there and dominate and be a true big man. Now, as far as those Celtics, I want Tatum and Brown to go out there and set the tone and show the league that they're the best duo in basketball. I love seeing them just go back and forth like, Tatum, give it to you. Brown, give it to you. And go back and forth. That's like a KD and Kyrie to me. Right? What I'm saying is seeing them two go back and forth offensively is amazing. So I want to see that. I want to see them show that they're the best duo. Brogdon. I want to see Brogdon get involved a little bit. He doesn't. I just want to see flashes. I just want to see a little bit of. I don't need him to go out there and get me the 19 points that he averages per year, right? But if he can give me like 12, 12, 15. If he gives me 15, that's great.
Yeah.
But he's going to eventually be an important piece of this team. But gradually get Brogdon involved. And then I just want to see the rest of the team just be physical. I just want to see them go out there and clamp up this Sixers team, rattle them, make them miss shots, steal the ball, rough them up a little bit, and make this Sixers team work for every single bucket that they're trying to get. We know that they have the new interim coach, Joe Mazzulla. So hopefully he can give this team that same intensity that they had last year. And you know what? I think the Celtics is going to take this one.
Okay. And when you was talking about that Celtics roster, it just was giving me chills. Like I almost want to turn on the game and like try it out. You talking about Brogdon with Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Grant Williams, and then Al Horford.
Yeah, that's another one right there. Al Horford. They're gonna throw Al Horford at him a little bit, and he played with him, so he knows Al's a vet. Al is a vet, so he's been in this league.
Al on Shaq?
Nah, I can't imagine anybody guarding Shaq. Honestly, Shaq is a different breed, man.
Different one. He's a different one.
But a lot of things that Shaq was able to do back then, he wouldn't be able to do these days. So, as far as
create another topic,
I'm being serious.
Are you telling me that Shaquille O'Neal could not do? He would be limited in the style of play in which he played before.
Yeah, because Shaq was a lot more physical back. It was a lot more. It was a more physical game back then. So a lot of the stuff that Shaq was able to get away with, he would get more called offensive fouls than he would back then.
For the violent drop steps?
Hell yeah. All day. The refs will be calling that all day. Trust me. It's a different game. Don't get me wrong. Shaq would still dominate, but I think
different ways dominate.
I think a lot of things he was able to get away with, it would not happen in this day and age. But Shaq's top 5, man. Shaq top 5.
Well, top 5 what?
Shaq top 5. We ain't never seen you never seen a 300-pound man do what Shaq can do, man.
Shaq is a top 5 player all the time. That's what you're saying.
Yes, he was dominant at his position. He was a dominant big man. He's a true big man.
Shaq. You see, you was poo-pooing on Shaq, then you praised him. So I'm over here like I don't know which one to do.
I'm not. Whoa! I didn't poo-poo Shaq. I didn't poo-poo Shaq at all.
Well, you said Joel needs to dominate like Shaq. Then you said you have an issue with Grant Williams guarding Joel. When you said Joel needs to play like Shaq.
Because what I mean by that is Joel is a true big man in this league. He's a true center, right? Yes. When we talk about Hakeem Olajuwon, when you talk about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, those are true big men that stay in the paint. They're not a stretch big man. They're not a stretch guy that's going to be looking, or athletic big man that can go out and shoot the three, or that's going to be shooting the mid range. No, Joel is a true in the paint big man. So when I say dominate the paint like Shaq, I need you to go out there and dominate the paint. Because out of all the big men in the league right now, a lot of them are a lot more athletic, and a lot of them can really can kind of shoot the ball a little bit,
Right, right. So you're
right?
saying where he does his damage, you want it to be interior more so than exterior.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. And when I said Grant Williams, first of all, I said Grant Williams, and then I went to Robert Williams, and then totally forgot that they had Al Horford. So what I'm saying is that they're gonna throw so many bodies at him to try to slow him down. It's gonna be tough for him to do it because I don't need Grant to go out there and stop him. I just need him to go rough him up a little bit. Go out there and and elbow check him a little bit, right?
Right.
That's what I need him to do. So I'm not. So this is what I'm saying. And then the Shaq thing, we're gonna get into this another day.
Tough. Please hit a free throw first. Please. Please
All
hit
good,
a jumper
man.
first.
All good, man. Shaq, go out there and give me 30 in the paint. I don't need a free throw. That's why we had
30
Kobe.
against bums.
All right. All right.
Anywho.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go to another topic after that. 30 against bums. Oh,
He
come
was
on.
not the center era when he got it done.
Come on.
Hakeem did it right. Kareem did it right. But anywho, you talking about two of the surprise teams in the NFL, man. I'm gonna let you start off because you glowing. I see you glowing. Go ahead. You glowing.
Oh man. So yeah, man. I came through last week and said New York is up. New York sports teams is up. And guess what they did? They backed it up and they came back and won again. So I'm gonna just give myself a little check there because we got that there. We got that there. I definitely did jinx the Yankees. My Yankees hat is over there in the corner. But the Giants is playing really well, man. They go out there and they win back-to-back 2 tough games. One against the Ravens, then they beat the Packers when no one thought they was going to win either one of those games. They finally got an interception. I said last week that they weren't creating turnovers. They finally got at least one, and it was needed. So there you go. Daniel Jones is playing good football with no weapons. He's playing good football with no weapons.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing about this Giants team is that the rookies, the guys that you picked up in the draft, the guys that you said, hey, these guys will fit my roster after you did all your research, after you went through all the workouts to get these guys into your organization for them to step up in a big game like this. Wow, that's a great job, man. Daniel Bellinger, who they speak very highly of, finally got his first touchdown. Then you get the second round draft pick, Wendell Robinson. He gets his first touchdown of the year. My man, I think I said the Giants had 2 generational talents when they took Evan Neal, who's struggling, but I think he'll get back to it. Evan Neal and Kayvon. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to butcher it. But Kayvon finally gets his first sack of his career, and it's a strip fumble sack.
Yes.
Big time play, man. Big time play. My comeback player of the year, I'm going to say this every week. My comeback player of the year, Saquon Barkley, is killing it. Killing it. Back-to-back big-time touchdowns in clutch situations to help this Giants team. He's their entire offense. Wherever Saquon goes, that's where his team goes. And I'm glad to see it, man. I'm not even mad at the Giants being up, man. It's fun when you see New York teams up, honestly. So that's my first one. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Yeah, man. And you know, I cannot deny those Giants, but I will with them Jets every day. If we kind of do it now, as far as them Giants, man, the intensity, the passion of the coach, Dave Bolt, is something else. And this is a consistent thing. When I turn that TV on, I just see him scream with the ball head in the red coming out. It makes me say, yo, I want to play for you. And this team, the teams that don't have the top end talent, you need that coach to be able to bring the best out of those who are not, viewed as top notch, and they're doing that and resulting into wins. It's really tough this year because you're doing this while your division, the least, is now the most somehow. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Let's hope that this is not, it's a great start. Let's stay positive with these Giants for now. Now, you talking about the schedule wasn't very, wasn't impressive, but I'm talking about the Packers and Ravens last 2 weeks. Solid teams with quarterbacks who can do something, who can make life tough for you, and defenses as well. Defenses with playmakers on them. Lamar Jackson, I want to say that's a surprise. Like, if you talking about a surprise team, he's a surprise player to me. And we're gonna talk about both because both were a surprise to me. The Giants, what they were able to do to me going into the season, I have Lamar Jackson as my fantasy quarterback. What I thought the Giants would be able to do to him, they did. I did not start him. I started Kyler Murray, and actually Lamar did better. Kyler, that's another topic for another day. We'll get into those Seahawks because that's my other surprise team, the Giants and the Seahawks. The Giants were able to rattle Lamar in a way that shocked me. It made me say that defensive coordinator, he was a former Ravens defensive coordinator, not sure his name, maybe get it for y'all, but he's on another level. Like, the way he was able to have a spy towards the end of the game and scheme, he had a lot of too high safeties, forcing the Ravens to run. To me, that's reverse psychology. With the Ravens, that's what we hang our hat on is running. They didn't bracket Mark Andrews until the end, confusing the quarterback at the end. You've been seeing the same thing over and over again, and towards the end of the game, you changed it up, and I love that, and it resulted into 2 late turnovers. Again, something Lamar needs to clean up if he wants to see this team go far. But these Giants with Daniel Jones and these mediocre weapons and your comeback player of the year, Saquon Barkley, they're putting a smile on my face, man, and I could smile with this on, you know what I'm saying? But those Giants, I'm proud of y'all. I will say, y'all are doing y'all thing, and Dable, you're the coach of the year. You're running away with it.
I like that. And just to kind of bring a little light to this as well, these guys are 5-1. Their schedule: Jaguars, Seahawks, bye week, Texans, Lions, Cowboys. They possibly can be 9-1 when they go against the Cowboys again, in which I think they'll lose that game. As it's always tough playing a teams twice in a year, especially when you got two talented teams. Like, I don't know, like the Giants is like a good bad team that I just don't know how they're getting these wins, but it's great to see, man. But yeah, you're talking, these guys could potentially be 9-1 when they go against Dallas, and you could possibly be talking about 3 teams coming out of this division. I didn't have the Cowboys. I don't think I had the Cowboys going to the playoffs this year. I don't know.
Nah, but you did have those Eagles winning the division.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure. I still got them Cowboys winning the division.
Okay.
I don't know why, but yeah, I'm not gonna jump off yet. Now, who's your number 2 surprise team? You smiling like? Go ahead. I ain't just hit.
You already know, man. You see the hat, man. We gotta represent tonight. That was a good win, man. That was a good win. Only reason that was a good win is because the 49ers is such a physical team. They're a physical football team, and go out there and you beat Kyle Shanahan, one of our offensive coordinators. You know, when our offense was crazy. But you go out there and you beat up on the 49ers, played a very tough football game, man. And look at the Falcons' losses, man. They lost to the Saints by 1. They lost to the Rams by 4. And they lost to the Bucks by 7. I mean, they're barely losing the games that they lost. And they're 3-3. They're 3-3. They're second in their division. Marcus Mariota had a solid game. Had a really good game. He went 100% in completion percent. He went 100% in completions up until the 4th quarter. He threw 2 passing touchdowns and he rushed for a touchdown. This team is third in the league in rushing. They're trying. We don't have a Derrick Henry. Hey, listen, Arthur Smith had Derrick Henry. This is what he wanted to do. He wants to establish the run, and he's doing a good job of of establishing the run without a player like Derrick Henry. You see what he does with Cordell Patterson. I can't wait till he comes back and the running game is just going to be a lot more effective. Tyler Algier, he's a bigger body, 225 pounds. He's not explosive as Caleb Huntley. We have a shorter guy named Caleb Huntley who is our third string back, but you could tell he's just a lot more explosive. But Tyler Algier, as soon as he gets his career going a little bit, I think he'll be a solid number 2 punch, right? Mm-hmm. I'm really proud of these guys, man. I'm just like a proud dad, man. It's just I'm a proud dad, man. And you know what? I got to give it to them because they just play tough. They play. I love the fight in them. I love to see the physicality, and the will to say, "Oh yeah, you're gonna count us out? Okay, well, take that, boom, boom, hit him with a jab right there, boom." Mm-hmm. And then we win in these games. We were 3-3, 500 right now, playing like this. I just imagine us having Marcus Mariota's having a good season. I got to give it to him. He's playing. He's actually playing pretty well. But I just imagine this team being elevated with a more accurate quarterback passing the ball. That's all I got to say, right? Because you got Kyle Pitts and you got Drake London. I honestly think in 2 years, this is going to be we're going to be talking like a top 5 dynamic duo in this league with these two guys. You're talking about a generational talent in Kyle Pitts. Mm-hmm. And you got Drake London, who when he does get the ball, if you can get the football to him, he can make plays. He can catch the football. So, man, I'm just proud of these guys, man. They're playing well. They're playing well. Definitely. Hopefully this me bringing it up don't jinx them. I tried not to in 6 weeks, but I finally had to talk about it, man.
You had to say it with your chest, and I don't blame you, man. Y'all looking good, man. Y'all looking good. I'm gonna talk about them Seahawks, man. A team that's very similar to what you were just speaking on. You know, Gino, we thought he was done for. Marcus, we thought you were done for. They're still here. They're still standing. And Gino's putting up some numbers, which is crazy. Looking better than Russell Wilson. And we're gonna get it right into that. The first game of the year, my fault, they got that dub by 1. And then from there, they've been in every game except for 1. You're talking about the 49ers. They got blown out by 3 possessions. It's 27-7. Well, they just got the dub against the Cardinals, and you're talking about the defense that led to that dub. They lost to the Saints 2 weeks before that, and they were in a shootout with the Lions. Now, as far as these Seahawks, for me, there's a lot of different things that go along with it, but I like to start off with your division. What are you up against? Because in football, as long as you win your division, you have a chance, you have an opportunity. So, in this division, you're talking about 3-3 almost across the board, except for the Cardinals, who are at the bottom. I believe they are 2-4. Mm-hmm. Now, let me actually pull it up. But yes,
they're 2-4.
2-4. All right. So, with this being said, I think they are poised for an opportunity for weeks to come. Obviously, if you're looking roster for roster, they don't have the best opportunity just based off of that and based off expectations. That's why I'm so surprised. Talking about surprised teams, these Seahawks, I thought they would be at the bottom of the totem pole, trying to be. This team's competing. Pete Carroll's got this team doing his thing. Is Pete Carroll still top 10? We'll have to revisit that list. Now, 49ers, I believe they'll win that. I believe the 49ers will win the division. I believe they're right where they want to be. They are right where they want to be. These 49ers just lost to the Falcons. Yes, they did. Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm tired of him turning the ball over, but when he doesn't turn the ball over, and when they do get their weapons back, Williams and Bosa, I mean, what? And also, what's up with the Bosas? The injuries. Well, maybe we have to speak on that.
We gotta. There's a lot of talent. We're talking like these guys have potential, like Hall of Fame talent,
Yes.
but they just can't stay healthy. I'm talking like T.J. Watt,
Yeah.
the Bosa brothers,
Yeah. It's these brothers, JJ.
Chase Young. His skill set is like, wow, this guy is supposed to be 10 times better than what's on paper. Like, and these guys just can't stay healthy.
Yeah. And and to your point, as far as the health, like with that, I believe you're talking about this team being on a creme de la creme level, the Eagles, Bills level, but we're talking mediocre, a whole mediocre division, and which is allowing for these Seahawks and these Cardinals to have opportunity. When Hopkins comes back as well, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the Seahawks to make big plays when they face off again. Now, as far as Geno and the expectations going forward, I'm not sure what this does for them. You know, certain teams, you know, rise or fall based off of those expectations. And as we start to, these teams start to focus in and lock in on Geno, we're going to really see what the true test is for him. And down the line, this team, I think they will fold. When I say fold, I mean out of contention. And why is going to be mostly because lack of talent. But they will be able to, you know, shake it up for a couple teams, for like those Atlanta Falcons used to do, knock some teams out of contention like the Jags did last year for the Colts. I can see the Seahawks doing something similar down the line this year. But that's my other surprise team.
No, you're right on the money, because it was like the Seahawks team, the defense is bad. But again, the Cardinals, I didn't believe in the Cardinals this year. Even though they're getting D-Hop back, I still don't believe in this team. Because I don't know. They just play ugly football right now. But Cliff is supposed to be calling the plays now, so let's see if that helps. But yeah, I agree with you. I think this team is going to fall off. Geno's playing fantastic. I mean, offensively, they got weapons. They got weapons offensively. So it's but again, it all comes down to the quarterback position, and I think you're right. This team will go back to reality at some point. And you said something about the 49ers winning this division. You think the 49ers are going to take this division? And I'm pulling up the standings right now. Looks like the 49ers are 3-3, Rams are 3-3, Seahawks are 3-3, and the Cardinals are 2-4.
Yes.
You think the window's closed for this Rams team to win this division?
It's not closed, but it should have been closed maybe a week or two ago. Like, and when I say that, and that's not based off of these numbers in the record, I'm talking about what we project based off of what we've seen you do. These Rams are not hot. I mean, Rams are not hot. His defense is not looking like all-time great defense. Matthew Stafford is very inconsistent. The most turnovers are tough, and the most turnovers in the NFL when it comes to interceptions.
Yeah.
Cup is Cup, but that's not enough. We're talking about a slot receiver, not some mega field flipper. Like, I mean, he has long touchdown runs and such, but he's not flipping the field religiously. Can't hang your hat on that. We need a run game. Akers is about to get traded. Hopefully they get some compensation with that.
They might cut him.
Yeah, I mean,
they might cut him.
Please stand up. Please stand up. I've been asking for this, and I believe this division, as far as the coaches, the best coach to me is Kyle. Kyle is ready to show the world, Jimmy or not, Trey or not, this is a revolving door here. This is not a Patriot way thing, but a Kyle way, a Shanahan thing. And I think this thing will keep rocking, keep rolling, and we know what they do in the postseason. You're talking about other teams that have championship aspirations. Nobody wants to see the 49ers in the playoffs. So if the 49ers simply make it, even if they don't win the division, I can see them knocking off the Rams in the playoffs. So, but
yeah. Just to kind of just before we go to our last topic here, just wanted to bring it back to this Falcons team that's 3-3. No, I'm just looking at the schedule here, right? They got the Bengals, they got the Panthers, they got the Chargers, the Panthers again, the Bears, and Washington. Okay. This team can be 8-3. They can potentially be. I honestly think they can beat the Bengals if they play physical again. If they play the way they're playing now, they can beat the Bengals. They should be able to. We should be able to sweep the Panthers. Again, when you're playing divisional games, it's always tough to sweep, but you can beat this Panthers team. The Panthers defense, we got to stop sleeping on them, but they're playing okay. Yes. It's the offense that's horrible. Mm-hmm. The Bears, you should beat. Washington, you should beat. The Chargers, that's the L I gave them right there. But they have an opportunity to be 8-3, and imagine if they're able to steal one game from Tampa. If you gotta steal that game from Tampa, and then they could potentially be a playoff team. And then just think about next year, man. They have $131 million to spend on talent. Hey, man, Atlanta rise up, and I'm gonna leave it at that, man. That's it. That's it.
I like it, man. That's that. Y'all poised for greatness. I could see y'all in the next 5 years, 3 years being crazy contenders.
Oh, yeah.
Years to come. Y'all got a lot of things going on down there. Now, man, we about to pump the brakes or floor it. We're gonna talk about the top 2 teams in each division. Let's start in the AFC, man. We're talking NFC a lot today. Let's start in the AFC. Let's start with the AFC East. We got the Bills, the Jets. Let's start with the Bills. Ooh. You flooring it or you pumping the brakes?
Oh, I'm definitely flooring it, man. I'm definitely flooring on the Bills. The Bills, to me, is top tier. It's the Bills and then everyone else. Okay. Everyone else follow along. Okay. They just beat the Chiefs, the top dogs of the year. Mm-hmm. They beat the Ravens in a very close game as well. Mm-hmm. Other than that, every other team they played, they blew them out. And then they lost to a red-hot Dolphins team. Like, this Dolphins team came out on fire. So we give them that. And it was a back-and-forth game, and it was a tough game that they lost, right? But they get in their first round. They get in their first round draft pick. Elam, he's starting to play well. He just got a pick this past game. Von Miller's still playing like he's 25, 28 years old. They get Tre'Davious White back. Come on now. This Bills team is here to come. Josh Allen, did you see that throw to I think that was Dawson Knox. That touchdown he threw to Dawson Knox to seal that game. Man, he threw him open. That's how good that throw was.
It's a different level.
Oh yeah, and you can see they're getting James Cook involved. So this team is is getting it going, and I think we're gonna see them blow out a few other teams. As far as these Jets, they're playing well. They're 4-2. I said at the beginning of the year that I talked to a lot of Dolphins fans, right? For some reason I know a lot of Dolphins fans, but I was telling these Dolphins fans, I'm like, you guys got to watch out for the Jets because they got young talent. And shout out to Speak On It podcast. I was on with them the other night, and I said something. I said that, don't you think the Jets is kind of Dallas-esque? And what I mean by that is, like, Dallas, when they had Zeke and Dak, that was like the young, hot talent. Like, the Jets got some talent. Like, I'll take Dak over Zach Wilson any day of the week. So I'm taking him there. But as far as the receiving core, you got Corey Davis, who's had an up and down career. But you got Garrett Wilson and you got Elijah Moore. These 3 guys as a collective are pretty talented guys. You got a 1-2 punch in Michael Carter and Breece Hall, he's killing it right now. Yeah. And then your rookie of the year, your defensive rookie of the year, Sauce Gardner has one of the barbecue, honey mustard, spicy. Hey, this man is locking up. You saw him with the cheese head on. Hey, disrespectful. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But yeah, he's locking up. They got Jermaine Johnson, right? So this team got some talent. And I think it's all about culture with the Jets. But I don't know. I feel like there's still a missing piece to this team that they're missing. But to take them to the next level. But the Jets is solid. I guess for this segment, I'm gonna say pump the brakes on the Jets and floor it for the Bills.
Cool. And for me, I'm saying the exact same. We gonna pump them brakes. We stopping. We getting out for them guys. No, I mean, I love the pieces and such, but you're talking about the beginning of the season with a young team with low expect. I'm gonna go back to some expectations because it does a lot to these teams, especially younger ones, and these young coaches as well. And I believe you got you got a division with Bill Belichick and Sean McDermott, and that will, and even the Dolphins. I know this is a young team, a young coach, but I believe they have a formula more so than the Jets when you're talking about the defense being able to be the reason they don't, or be the reason they win. The Dolphins really can create turnovers. You have an elite corner on, and we just talked about Sauce, and maybe he's that at the end of the year. Well, you're a rookie. So I'm gonna have to pump them brakes just because more so the youth involved. And of course you got Bill still with Zappy, with Happy, with Mac, with Brady. Doesn't matter. The Patriots way still here. Don't ignore it. And if you do,
oh yeah,
it doesn't matter. We're here. The Bills. We're gonna floor the Bills. Super Bowl picks. I'm jumping off of that. The Super Bowl pick for me. So I ain't even gonna. We know what it is with them. Poyer, I love the effort. I love the energy. I love the intensity, wanting to play and driving 15 plus hours to do so. I love it. I would love to play with you. Anywho, you want to go from there to the AFC North. We're going to break it down. We got Ravens, Bengals. We flooring it or we pumping the brakes?
I'm going to let you have this one.
Okay, for me, I'm with the Ravens. I'm pumping the brakes. Lamar, I'm so tired. Lamar, I'm tired. It's like Matt. Lamar is my Matt. It's just crazy. You gotta chill out, Lamar. And for me, it's everyone. I seen the targets, mostly tight ends he's throwing to. To me, that's a telltale sign. Well, obviously, Mark Andrews is the
Mark Andrews is
he's a monster.
He's a bad man.
But for me, I need to see something outside those numbers. Not a lot of tight ends are operating outside those numbers. They can, I'm not saying whatever, but mostly it's inside the hash, inside those numbers that the tight ends are operating. He's mostly thrown to tight ends. When you say you don't have receivers on the outside, but you also choose not to throw it on the outside, we can't say both. Both can both be true. You tell me. I'm not sure. The defense isn't what it used to be, and we talked about the Ravens not being able to hang a hat on that. Lamar, we need you to obviously be able to hold down the fort, but not carry the team. And the defense, that's where you guys come into play. Got a lot more pressure on the quarterback this week, most than before they got their first. Not my fault. The Giants got their first. The Ravens, their first time draft pick safety. I forgot brother's name. Number 14.
Kyle Hamilton.
There you go. He's projected to be, to me, a star in the next 3 to 4 years.
I thought he was going to be I personally thought he was the best player in the draft. You just don't pick a safety top 5. But I personally thought he was the best player in the draft. No doubt about it.
He is in man-to-man too soon. He's getting toasted. I feel like it's personnel. It's not the personnel, more so the play calling. These sometimes with corners are sort of like receivers. We have big egos. I don't need no help. One-on-one, I got it. Same thing with the safety. But I believe if they mix it up when it comes to that, I won't be able to pump the brakes as much. With the Bengals, I'm going to pump the brakes as well. This division is looking rocky. Someone's got to win it, but I'm pumping the brakes for both of them because we're talking about a deep playoff run here. And I don't believe either team will make a deep playoff run. These Bengals, they don't look the same as last year. I don't know if it's I don't even want to call it a Super Bowl hangover anymore. Like you woke up, like it's days later. Like come on, the hangover's gone. You had your crackers. Now, they're not looking like the Rams to me. For what I don't know if I just trust Aaron that much. There's no one I trust on that defense. The defense played out its mind last year, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it again this year. The offense will keep them in games, but that's not enough. And even in today's game, defense wins championships. What's up? What's up?
Oh yeah. You made a point that that Lamar throws it to the tight ends way too much. Brother, he has no other weapons. I don't know who else he's supposed to throw the football to. But I'm also going to pump the brakes on this Ravens team. I'm going to pump the brakes. They were in your playoff spot, but we're going to leave that for another day. I had them barely just outside the playoffs, not making the playoffs this year. And it looks like they could possibly not be in the playoffs anyway. But they need to get back to Ravens football, man. Run the football and play defense. They're not doing either. They can't run the football consistently. They can't. Besides Mark Andrews, they have no other talent on offense. They have no other offensive receiving weapons. Sorry, I should say that. In defense, they just they're getting this secondary was supposed to be top tier. Like
I thought number one.
Yeah, damn near number one. And they're looking like they're not even top 10. So they need to get it together, man, because they got the talent to do so, but they need to figure out they need to figure out how to turn this football team around. Man, I still believe in Lamar. I still believe in his talent, but I think he needs some help. Hopefully they get Bateman back. That'll help. It looks like J.K. Dobbins is hurt again, so let's see how that goes. But they might be getting Gus Edwards back at some point. Kenyon Drake, we don't know. It's just like throwing a dart at the board with the running backs at this point. And hopefully one of them hits the bullseye. So I don't know with this Ravens team, so I'm gonna pump the brakes on them. I'm gonna floor it with the Bengals because I believe in your boy Joe Burrow. I do agree that he's kind of Brady-esque, but I just hope you said it. You said it.
Yeah, I'm trying to agree. Come on. Yeah.
Hey man, I gotta agree, man. Joe Burrow, he's a bad dude, man, and I think him and Jamar is getting it together at this point. Starting to get it rolling at this point in the season. Hopefully they can get T. Higgins back healthy. You still got Joe Mixon in the backfield, top 10 running back in the league. You got Taj Boyd, who's in, he can get you, he's a solid receiver as well. So you got a three-headed monster there as receiving core. Only thing is, I'm just nervous that they just can't protect Joe Burrow. So that's the only thing I'm nervous about. Other than that, in the playoffs, I don't see them doing a deep run. But offensively, I think they can get themselves into the playoffs and win this division. So it's tough to say, but I'm a floor on the Bengals.
Okay.
I'm not going to count them out.
Okay. We're going to pump it or we're going to floor for these Titans and these Colts, the two top leaders in the AFC South.
Ooh, I'm going to pump the brakes on them Colts. Do not, I repeat, do not pick up Matt Ryan this week. It's a fluke. Matt, I'm not picking on you, brother. You've been with my organization for years. I'm with you, but I'm sorry. You got to give it up. You had an amazing career. You got an MVP, but I don't believe in this Colts team. I don't believe it. the roller coaster for this team is just too much for me. To where like I don't want no parts of this team. I thought defensively they were going to be good enough to get themselves a win to win this division. And then offensively, I thought Matt Ryan was able to elevate them with better protection, which the O-line is playing like crap.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan is just not mobile enough to avoid the pressure. Jonathan Taylor is not healthy. They just got Michael Pittman back. I mean, they did.
He went off.
Matt Ryan is actually getting the receivers the football. It's just that the offense, the O line looks bad, and your guy is healthy is unhealthy. So I'm gonna pump the brakes on the Colts. As far as the Titans, I didn't like them coming in. I still don't really like them, but I think they're gonna win this division at this point. But I'm not gonna pump the brakes, but I'm gonna say just give Derrick Henry the football. Just give Derrick Henry the football. I don't care if you gotta give it to him 40 times a game. Give him the football. He's that guy. He's that dynamic. So I guess we're gonna keep it going after that.
Oh yeah. For me, the Titans, it's tough because I guess I have them making the playoffs similar to the Ravens, but I'm gonna have to pump them brakes. And Ryan Tannehill is why I have to pump them the brakes. There's a couple quarterbacks that are just in that tier, the Kirk Cousins and them. We're gonna pump the brakes more times than not. Yes, even if you're giving it to Derrick Henry, there's going to be a point in time on a 3rd and long where Tannehill needs to do something, and he's not going to do it. He's just not going to do it. And the Colts, I'm a floor it. I'm a floor it because I believe this defense will look a lot better than what it does right now. You got Gilmore, you got Kenny Moore. They've been banged up on that side of the ball, and you talk about Jonathan Taylor. When Jonathan Taylor is Jonathan Taylor, this team's going to be something else. Pittman just killed me. He's the reason why I lost this fantasy week. So he has my attention. Okay, so Pittman along with Jonathan, I could see Matt doing something, the veteran ability. I value veteran. I value experience. And I think the Colts are going to do it. They didn't upgrade from this man Wentz to Ryan for no reason. I think they'll be able to do it. I'm talking about a 2nd round playoff exit for those Colts. That's my prediction.
All right. So now we at the AFC West.
Or flow it for the best division in football. AFC West, Chiefs, Chargers, top 2. Who you got?
Well, the Chargers just won this game in overtime.
Okay.
So
nice.
now they're 4-2. So we got 4-2 teams. We already said it at the beginning of the year. I think everyone said it. This is the toughest division in football. So, I mean, we're going to floor it for both teams. I mean, we're going to floor it for both teams, man. I was nervous about them Chargers because they was getting banged up. I mean, they did lose their left tackle for the season, but you beat up on this Broncos team who still defensively, they held the Chargers to 19 points. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they might have had 4 field goals. So you only give up 1 touchdown and you give up 4 field goals. My college football coach, he always used to say we don't lose by field goals. So if the defense give up field goals, then it's up to the offense to put the points on the board. But we also got to create turnovers. But yeah, I'm a floor it on both teams. The Chiefs, you lost to the Bills, so what? You went for it. I think they went for it on a 4th down, a couple of 4th downs. So we see that Patrick Mahomes is still doing his damn thing without Tyreek Hill. The defense is actually not playing too bad. The Chargers get Keenan Allen back, so this offense is going to get it going. With Justin Herbert leaving the pack. So I'm going to keep it brief with that, and I'm a floor it on both teams.
And I agree. These teams are poised. They have everything they need. It's just a matter of winning the games they're supposed to win and being competitive against those contending teams to learn. Not necessarily win, but they learn something against those Bills. And from there, we'll segue into the next conference, the other conference, the NFC. We'll go NFC East, not least anymore. Eagles, Giants. We flooring it or we pumping them bricks? What's up?
You got it, man. Start it off.
Okay, Eagles, we gonna floor it because it's favorable. You've been doing what you've been needing to do. We're gonna floor it. The Eagles will have a second round exit, I believe. They'll have a first round bye. So that means no playoff win for those Eagles. I believe whoever they go up against will be hot coming out, and they'll be, maybe beat up, maybe not hot enough. I believe they'll cool down towards the end of the season. The Giants, I'm gonna have to pump them brakes, man. Man, I'm just gonna leave it there because I'm trying to be nice with them Giants. Now, what you got going on in that East?
Yeah, we already talked about the Eagles multiple times already. We're gonna floor it. Again, I already said this. If you watched this podcast at the beginning, we already broke down the Eagles and how they are a well-balanced team. So I'm gonna floor it. They may lose the most 2 games this year, but in the playoffs, I'm very curious to see how this team plays when they do get into the playoffs.
Right.
As far as the Giants, man, as much as I want to floor it, my heart is telling me to I want to floor it, but I can't. I gotta pump the brakes.
Okay.
I gotta pump the brakes. Only because I want to see Saquon win, man. I like Saquon a lot, and he's playing great football. But I gotta pump the brakes, and I think this team will at some point. The games those 4 games that I went over as far as their schedule, I think they're gonna lose some of those games that they're supposed to win, and they're gonna come back to reality. And Dallas is gonna jump up and be number 2 in this division behind Philly. So I'm gonna pump the brakes from the Giants.
Okay, pumping them. Okay, now to the north we go. Got your Vikings. Your team, who you say is going to win this division, is number 1 right now. And them Packers, my pick, is number 2. For me, with the Packers, I'm flooring it. I believe they have to have a deep playoff run. After continuously losing to Jimmy G, you have to do something more than just regular season success. And I believe the Packers, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. They'll make it to the NFC Championship. Now, the Vikings.
The NFC Championship?
The championship.
Yes. Another one for Aaron Rodgers to lose?
To lose.
Oh, man.
The 49ers. It won't be to the 49ers.
Oh, man.
Bad man, Tom Brady. The GOAT. Now,
yeah, because it ain't going to be my Saints.
How about that one? But the Vikings, I'm going to pump the brakes again. Ryan, I had a pumper for you. Kirk, I got a pumper for you too. And we'll leave it at that because I'm trying to be nice. What you got?
Yeah, man. I'm going to floor it for the Vikings. I'm a floor for the Vikings. This is Kirk Cousins' year to show all the critics why they've been counting him out every year. He's going to lead this offense to the playoffs in this division when they're 5-1 right now. The Dalvin Cook is healthy. Justin Jefferson, offensive player of the year, I'm going to call it now. They still got Adam Thielen. Don't sleep on him because if you do, he will score on you. They still got Irv Smith. The offensive line is looking good. That defense is still shaky. Defense wins championships, but I think I'm going to floor it, like I said, and this team is going to get into the playoffs. I'm going to pump the brakes on the Packers. Even though that bad man, Aaron Rodgers, he plays very well in the second half of the year. But I don't see it, man. I definitely don't see them going to the NFC Championship. I see them maybe getting to the second round, and that's it. And Aaron Rodgers is going to be sitting right where I'm sitting, but a lot more comfortable than I'm sitting in my little rolly chair right here. But yeah, so I'm gonna pump the brakes on the Packers, and we're gonna hit the gas pedal on the Vikings.
I mean, if I'm in the back seat for this next division, I don't know what's about to happen. This NFC South, are you pumping it or are you flooring it for your Falcons, the number 2, and the Bucks, the number 1?
I'm going to floor it. I'm going to floor it on both teams. Flooring it on both teams, man. The Buccaneers, I told you they're going to turn their season around. They're going to get it together. They're healthy. And still got, when playoff Lenny gets in, they're going to win. So I think Tom Brady, like I said, he's going to get it together. There's still a top 5 defense. I'm not worried about the Bucks. And my Falcons, man, we playing well. We're going to floor it. We're going to be that sneaky team. We're going to be that sneak. We're going to sneak our way into the playoffs. And we might be out the first round, but hey, that's much more than what they hating on us, man. They're not even hating, they sleeping. They sleeping on us.
They just ain't wake up yet. That's all.
But we here. Yeah. I'm with you, Arthur. You saw my boy Arthur, man. He had the brewski in the hand. Hey, man, yo, my boy is killing it, man.
I am dead about Atlanta, man. I am dead. And because of that, I'm going to have to pump the brakes. Maybe a little too young, a little right behind the ears. Wait your turn. Now, the Bucks, you know me, that's my Super Bowl pick to lose. So how can I jump off so soon? The Falcons, I'll go back to y'all for 1 second. Y'all have the ability to me of the Bengals to be in every game because your offense. But if that defense can create a turnover here and there, if that special teams can control the field position, y'all will be in every game. It can't just solely be on that offense, similar to what I was saying with those Bengals. But yeah, I'm flowing with them Bucks. Now, NFC West. We're going to close it out here. 49ers, Rams, flooring it or pumping it? What's up?
49ers and Rams. I am going to floor it on the 49ers. Okay. This just a tough team. This just a tough football team that just, when you think of like tough football teams like the Steelers for years, the Ravens, you think of this 49ers team. Hopefully they get Trent Williams back at some point. And they still got Deebo Samuels. They'll get Elijah Mitchell back at some point. So I'm a floor it. They still got a top 5 defense. So I'm a floor it on the 49ers. And I'm going to pump the brakes on these Rams, man. They're just not playing good. Matthew Stafford is, like you said, top 5 in interceptions in the league. He might be leading it. I don't know for sure. But the defense don't look the same. They're not playing with the physicality that they are used to. And offensively, they can't get nothing rolling. They can't get the run game going. It's Cooper Kupp or nothing. So I'm pumping the brakes on this team. They're not getting back to the Super Bowl, and I won't be surprised if they're that outside looking in.
I'm going to pump them on too. I got them making a wild card appearance and losing in the first round. I got the 49ers flooring it. I believe Aaron Rodgers will get his revenge. It just won't be in the NFC Championship. He will beat the 49ers. They will face the Packers. I'm going to flow with those 49ers. The Jimmy G situation is a beautiful one, but it will come to an end this year. He will be traded. Well, no trade clause. We'll see what they do.
No trade clause.
We'll have to see. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Now. But yeah,
for Jimmy G not to have a trade clause?
Yeah, like the leverage. But
they took care of him.
Yeah, they definitely did. But he didn't take care of them. That's just weird to me. Anywho, that was a fun segment, man. It was a fun episode.
Yeah, man. That was
in the books.
Episode 10 is definitely in the books, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. This was some good stuff, man. I like that. I like that topic. We're gonna have to bring that segment back
For
at
sure.
some point in this football season because we got some good football, man. We about to get some good basketball. It starts tomorrow. And until next time,
Oh yeah.
peace.
We out.